I'm on a journey to get better, and I want to do it with you. And I'm not just focusing on physical health. I'm focusing on everything: emotional wellness, spirituality, finances, relationships, and so much more. Every week, it will be my personal goal to bring us, the world's leading healers, experts, and game changers, to share groundbreaking secrets and tips to getting better in all areas of life. Getting better isn't easy, but it's a whole lot easier when we can do it together. Welcome to Better Together with me, Maria Menounos.
Welcome to Better Together with me
and Steven and Jeff and all of you. It's Wednesday, April 15th. We are halfway through yet another month. And our quote of the day. Let's see what Jeff has in store for us today.
Ooh.
The ultimate victory in competition is derived from the inner satisfaction of knowing that you have done your best and that you have gotten the most out of what you had to give. Howard Cosell, he is a sports journalist. The ultimate victory in competition is derived from the inner satisfaction of knowing you've done your best and you've gotten the most out of what you had to give. Well.
Are you guys the kinds of people that can be satisfied with a loss if you gave it your all?
No one is. No one wants to lose. We can talk to Mandy Rose, our guest today, WWE superstar. But yeah, I don't think anybody wants to lose. I think when you do lose, it's like, well, then you have to evaluate, did I give it everything I had? And if I did, well, then I guess I just wasn't good enough. It's true, or it wasn't in the cards, or that wasn't my moment, or whatever. Like, listen, I did Dancing with the Stars. I gave it everything I had. I danced on busted feet, and, I gave it everything I had.
I can't believe you're saying this, Maria. Are you telling me that a participation trophy is not enough? Are you telling me that the satisfaction of a 3-cent ribbon does not give you the warmth in your heart to succeed?
I mean, when I'm young, I guess it's nice to get something. But like whenever I got like that third place, I was just like, okay, cool. Like I'll do better next time. Like I did think about it like that.
We should do like a skit like Millennial Idol. And it's like everyone wins.
Dead.
The judges are just like, you're so good.
Dead. Did you hear, by the way, American Idol's moving forward?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hello. Let me tell you, Chief at AfterBuzz. I read it yesterday. So Ryan Seacrest tweeted that American Idol is going to move forward with production this season. He will host it from his home. Katy Perry and Lionel will be in LA. The other two will be in, I think it's Nashville, and the contestants will perform from their homes or something. And
do they already have the auditions filmed?
I think so.
I don't know.
Because if they already have the auditions filmed, then that makes sense. Because they could just like ship like a PA system or something to whatever, like microphones to the people they need.
Yeah.
But if it's auditions, you're going to have people who are like setting up their whole in-home studio with the auto-tune and everything like that to be like,
oh, shit.
Yeah, like I could even sound good on that.
I didn't think of that. That is such an interesting little
Me
wrinkle.
and Jeff
you
are
could
going to win. Me and Jeff are going to win. We're the dynamic duo.
Wow. Well, then maybe they'll make them. I mean, damn. Yeah. How do you police that?
I think the auditions have been taped. Little name drop here.
Okay.
I had a friend get third place on American Idol in Fox's final season. And I knew he was on the show much before America knew he was on the show. So from a timeline perspective, he must have auditioned before.
Got it.
I feel like auditions would be kind of a logistical nightmare at the moment right now.
But doesn't the season start in like September or something?
I don't know.
No, they've moved it. I think because ABC, I'm pretty sure that's Dancing with the Stars. It's like ABC usually has anything Bachelor is Monday. And then I think usually their competition stuff is Tuesday. So in the spring, it's American Idol. And in the fall, it's Dancing with the Stars.
Can I just ask like who's watching American Idol when Masked Singer is on? Like, come on.
They're different shows.
I know, they're very different, but like
very different.
I haven't seen people talk about American Idol seriously in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. It's not quite the show it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from North Carolina, so we had Clay Aiken at like the peak of the show where everyone's like freaking out. We have a mural in Cary of Clay Aiken singing. Like,
no way.
The town pride behind that dude is insane. But even then, that was only like 3 or 4 years after that. You had Kelly Clarkson, you had Ruben Studdard, you had
Fantasia.
I think Fantasia was probably the last season that like everyone was really on board. And then we got Kelly Clarkson. I think she was after Fantasia. But
No,
that's
Kelly
like
Clarkson was the first.
She was
she was the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie
Yeah.
Underwood.
Damn, I know a lot of them.
But
Jeff
aside from like,
Brosnan.
I'd say there's 7 or 8 people from American Idol that like are really like standouts, and then the rest are kind of they're around. I'm not saying I'm not like trying to belittle what they've done. Like there's a lot
That's
of
actually
cool
a good
musicians.
track record, though. I would argue American Idol has the best track record of any reality competition show. Because, like, you know, I love, like, So You Think You Can Dance or even The Voice, but do we know any alumni from The Voice?
That is a good point.
P.S. You always forget who wins Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Always. I can't remember. Sometimes
jury.
I can't remember who won my year. Actually, shit, I can't. Oh, no, I do. I remember Donald Driver. I have to look through the finalists to remember who it was. But we always joke about with Dancing with the Stars, we can never remember who won.
That's a good point, Jeff. Even though I feel like they've done so many seasons and nobody's talking about it, it still has the best success record out of any of the shows. Do you think that's because of Simon Cowell, though? Because it's like if I think of like reality shows, he has so much sway in this industry to make stars.
I think not only that, Stephen, but I think American Idol was the first. I think that show really set the tone for this new era of reality TV. I mean, there was Star Search before American Idol, but other than that, there really wasn't this format.
You telling me the Gong Show didn't create superstars like American Idol?
It was like a monster American Idol.
And Seacrest has been riding that wave for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure has.
What a dream job.
Yeah, he hustles.
I mean, it is interesting to see how people are pivoting right now. Obviously, we at AfterBuzz TV are running remote production. Now American Idol is probably doing remote production. And then did you see that Netflix actually produced a Tiger King special after show with Joe McHale?
I didn't understand. I kept seeing he was trending with Tiger King, and then I found out that the extra episode was actually him. Was it him doing an after show?
Well, I thought there was only 4 episodes, but there's 7 on Netflix now.
There were 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. And yeah, then there's...
He was the 7th.
There's 7, and then there's the after show. There's an extra episode and the after show.
Yeah, no,
where he
I'm
talks to all the
jelly.
cast.
I'm jelly. I want to be the one to do it.
Oh my God.
So cool.
In fact, I probably have to. I'm having a meeting with them next week at Netflix. I'm probably going to have to remind them that I need to like be the after show queen for them.
Right.
Because I love all their content. I'm like hoarding it as much as I can, even though by the time we get to bed, like Kevin takes a break from the desk. And Kevin he's like, I just wish more work would just come in. It would be so great if, and he's like passing out. And I'm like, just take a little break. So he'll take a little break and then he'll go back in the guest room and keep working till the wee hours of the morning.
Well, don't tell Kevin, but I think I'm going to surprise him by getting him a job at BuzzFeed to write their tweets.
Perfect.
I think that's what he should.
I mean, literally.
He's a social media manager now, I believe.
He's doing great. By the way, like, you know, I know it's hard to have somebody pushing us that sees stuff we can't really see because he sees so far out and we see up to here. And then our brains can't bridge that gap and it can be so frustrating. So I throw myself in the batch with you guys in terms of like the staff. Like sometimes I don't see it, but then when he Russell Wilson's it, and by Russell Wilsoning it, I don't know if you guys know, but in that last playoff game just before Super Bowl, Russell Wilson literally like nothing was working. He couldn't connect with his wide receiver. Shit was just happening bad. It was bad. And he's like, that's it. I'm just going to do it myself. And he would grab the ball and he would run it like he was, you know, the wide receiver. And he just took the action himself. And it was really miraculous and crazy to watch. And he literally almost pulled it off. But I thought, you know, now we have this line in our house, like, okay, I got to Russell Wilson it. So as I've watched him, Russell Wilson, some of the things that, you know, our team members weren't quite getting, and to see the results has been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the analogy of like how he sees in the future because it's tough. It's like it's like we're on a ship in the ocean, and Kevin's like, trust me, there's land that way.
Yeah.
And nobody can see the land.
Yeah.
And everyone's just kind of, some people get disgruntled and some people are like, well, there's no land, so I'm going to jump off the ship. And but then everyone who's staying on, like Kevin's still like, there is land that way and we're going this way and you got to just trust me and go with it.
I know.
Or you can get the hell off the ship.
Yeah.
And I believe we're going to find land that way.
I mean, we keep finding the land and then he keeps finding more land. And I'm like, So, but like just watching the success of our social media and having, all of these celebrities really coming to AfterBuzz and loving it and retweeting and showrunners. I mean, yesterday Hulu and a showrunner reached out and we're so grateful for the articles that we're writing now. And so it's amazing.
Well, the hosts are really taking to it now too, and I really think it's great because one of our hosts wrote an article about Motherland Fort Salem, and because the network Freeform saw it, they reached out and like, hey, we want to bring on all the talent for your after show, and it's just it's nice to actually see the hosts seeing the other side of it and being like, oh, got it. Now they're fighting over who gets to write the articles as opposed to fighting who has to.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think now with the current climate, everybody has a little bit more time to be present and aware. So they're probably seeing things that they never had time to see because these executives are in meetings back to back to back to back to back to back, and then they tip over and then they start all over again the next day. And so now they're able to kind of watch and see things and notice. And I think that AfterBuzz is really getting noticed now. And so it's cool.
I think a lot of these companies are going to stay working remote for a lot of their employees because I think the statistics are going to, it's going to tell you who's actually productive and who's not. And the unfortunate thing is I think a lot of companies are going to have massive layoffs after this too, based on who's not productive and who wasn't providing their value during this time. Plus the people who are productive, it very much shows. And, I think that more is getting done. When you really think, like, my dad is more exhausted than he's ever been because he's just like, he doesn't have those breaks walking from meeting to meeting or like, hey, like now he has to go to somebody else's office on the other side of town or anything. I mean, he's exhausted because it's like, all right,
it's nonstop now.
Do the Zoom call, hang up, go to the next Zoom call, hang up, go to the next Zoom call, work on the stuff from that, hang up, go to the next Zoom call. It's like nonstop from morning till night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even like not being able, like for us, because we're not ordering out, the simple notion of now having to cook every meal, that takes time. It takes some thought. It takes some time. It's not like I'm coming up with things quickly. Like yesterday, I was starving and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to make tacos. And so I grabbed like...
We had tacos too.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, it was Taco Tuesday.
It was Taco Tuesday.
I didn't even realize. But I had this like, I had bought it at Whole Foods like a while ago. It was like fake ground meat, not real ground meat. And so I just threw it in with some taco mix and added some cheese and like quickly it all, in 5 minutes came together. I stuffed those shells and chopped up some tomato and onion and we were good. But like before you could order food and keep doing stuff. But I do like it because it's meditative and I don't know. What's crazy to me right now is the idea of how long we might be in this for, right? Like, so my gut keeps like shifting with the wind, right? Like all of a sudden, like I'll feel better about things. And then, I'll read some articles and it's like, people are saying this is going to be like at least a year longer, that, everything is going to be shut down for a really, really long time. And, I'm reading articles that, the reason Trump's not backing the World Health Organization anymore is because their restrictions are so tight. And like, nobody knows, right? As much as we all want to attack who did what and who did what right or wrong, right? And trust me, like I have feelings too about this. The truth is nobody really knows what to do in a unique one-of-a-kind disaster, right? Like it's really, really hard to do it all right. And, and we're going to now have to go to this next phase of how do we reopen without having the devastating effects and with having everyone prepared, right? Because I think the idea is if we're going to reopen, we need to prepare our hospitals for surges, God forbid. That requires manufacturing more PPE and everything so that they're ready. It requires adequate and accurate testing so that we could be testing more. I mean, we really haven't tested even a fraction of our population at this point, and not even properly. So we don't really know how many people have it or have had it. So it's really kind of like, I was telling Kevin, I think I'm so emotionally exhausted from, I'm always trying to figure it out, and I'm not living in that space too much, but the amount that I am is more than enough for me, where I'm overwhelmed and I'm looking at my parents and they're like so dying to be home with their family, but the truth is they can't see their family if they go back home.
Yeah.
Right? So like my dad's brother is in his mid-90s. Like, I don't know how long he's going to make it. My dad wants to be with him. But I'm like, Dad, even if you go back there, you can't. Like, there's just no way to be with them. So it's a very strange time. And I really don't know what's going to happen. You know, there's so many things that are just, you know, not going well. And so many areas that need help. And when you look at, there was an article talking about how workers are going to have a revolution, you know, like the people who make this world go round that we've really neglected and not given value to, like the grocery store workers or whatever. They're going to have a revolution. And also, you know, the pay disparities, right? Like from 2000 to now, there's only been, I think, a 3% increase. And so people haven't been able to really save because it, you know, the price of living has gone up since then, but the actual financials haven't changed for people. So they have no savings to survive right now. And what are people going to do now that they can't survive? Like they can't feed their families. I mean, it's a wild time. So I think if you are able to work right now, be grateful. I think if you are healthy, be grateful for every day that we have some kind of peaceful existence. We have to be grateful for all of it. And we have to really work on our mindset and not allowing negative people or negativity to dictate our state. And I kind of realized this morning that there are people in this world that will make you feel guilty for being positive. And I've had that experience recently where, you know, I've always wanted to fit in and make other people feel better, right? And so sometimes that means going down to meet someone at their level and make them feel better about the level they're at rather than holding my level. And so I was reminding myself this morning that it's okay to be positive and it's okay to want the most out of your day and the most out of your time. It doesn't mean that you're bad, that you are, you know, maybe, you know, making the most of this time where others aren't. You know, I've said on the show, give yourself a permission slip if you're exhausted and you're sad and you just can't be productive. Like that's natural. That's normal. But don't feel guilty for being positive or trying to keep a good mindset. That's me talking to me.
I couldn't agree more.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
It seems like, you know, we go back and forth right now, especially with this craziness going on of whether or not like things are going to be really bad or if they're going to be good.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, every day it's kind of a different kind of mindset. And I feel like a lot of people should know that like we need to have outlets to vent and stuff like that. And I don't think this is being negative so much because a lot of people on the Instagram chat are thinking this is negativity. It's not negative. It's realistic, but you have to talk yourself through it to figure out the way of where it can go. Because if you keep it inside, then you're going to go all negative.
Yeah.
But if you talk it through, you're like, okay, well, there's this going on, but you know what? This will work out this way. This will work out this way. And there's still going to be a light at the end of the tunnel with all of this.
Yeah, we are resilient creatures and we'll figure out a new normal. But I think it's going to be a drastically different new normal, which is the unknown is so scary, right?
Yeah, but the world has been going towards a huge financial shift in terms of the way the gap between rich and poor. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And I think that if there's anything that can change that, it's a massive upheaval.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather a massive upheaval in terms of people all coming to the realization that our system has flaws as opposed to a massive upheaval like a revolution. And I think that this is hopefully going to be the first one, and hopefully going to spew change in a positive way to set people up for a long-term success in the way that they can have savings. Because seeing people, working at the grocery stores for minimum wage, putting themselves in danger for something that, again, the government to pay for the stimulus is only going to take more taxes, and that's only going to take more out of the pockets of the people who are forced to work in these times. So I hope that this creates the change that we needed in this country, because I still believe in a capitalistic government, but I believe that there are flaws that appear once you get to a certain point that need to be fixed.
Yeah,
because it's the modern day now. It's not 200 years ago.
I think the flaws are so evident and brightly highlighted that we're going to have no choice. All right, guys, we are going to move on because we have an amazing guest who I love. She's spent some time here at headquarters with her partner, Sonya Deville. She is a WWE wrestler, fitness guru. She's the star of E's hit reality show Total Divas. She's here to chat today about her new app, Fit with Mandy, and she's going to help us stay in shape while we're in quarantine. Of course, we're going to talk all things WWE as well. So, Mandy Rose, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Can you flip yourself the opposite way?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, wait, is this better?
Yes.
Perfect.
There we go. Landscape,
there
please.
we go.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
You look fab and tan and beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I've been laying out in the sun a lot, all this time.
Where are you?
In Florida.
Oh.
Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
How is it in Florida? Is it, I haven't really paid attention to the news a lot lately, so I don't know other than New York, where the kind of hotspots have become prevalent.
Yeah, like where we are in Broward County, there's definitely quite a few cases, and it's, it's like everywhere, everything's shut down. You really can't do much, but I don't think it's as crazy lockdown like New York and LA, as, what I'm told how it is there. But how is it in LA?
I mean, I feel like we have either flattened the curve or getting there. I think that it has not gotten to the place where we had expected it to go. But we have to wear masks when we go out into the world. I mean, when we're kind of like in our little neighborhood, sometimes I wear it if I'm going to like hike my neighborhood and I know I'm going to see people, then I'll wear my mask. But if I'm, on my scooter racing through, I'm not really needing it.
Same.
But yeah, I feel like, quarantining is interesting. Are you doing it with anybody or are you alone?
I have my mom, which is good.
Okay, good.
She lives with me. So, that of course, we're just spending a lot of time together. She's working from home now too, because she works in retail. So she has to do some stuff, from home. But, so we're just kind of laying low, hanging out. And I mean, I'm thankful that I have a pool and, I'm able to be outside and then, nice weather, which is, I think of my family back up in New York and I feel bad, obviously, at least it's starting to get nice out, but I'm thankful with the weather.
Yeah.
God.
And like, how are you guys handling grocery shopping and such?
Yeah, it's I've been going like every couple days because I feel like we're going through so much stuff from being home,
So you're the resident grocery shopper. You don't let your mom go.
I am. Yeah. Yeah. I do it all myself. Yeah. I have my mask and I go and do it because I'd rather her stay home. Obviously, she's a little older. So
wait, so pre-quarantine, could Mandy Rose go to the supermarket and not get attention? And now post-quarantine, I don't know. Are they recognizing you in your mask?
No, I haven't gotten recognized actually.
Interesting.
I mean, I usually go in with like between the sunglasses, the mask, sometimes it's like a hood just because I don't even know, but so no, definitely not getting recognized.
But before, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, here and there. Yeah, definitely here and there.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So how has Corona and quarantine changed your kind of fitness routine? Because
you guys are still working, and at some point,
Mm-hmm.
if everything, comes back and you're in front of a crowd and all of that, like you have to be in shape consistently. So how are you doing that?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I have a bike. I ordered an Airdyne bike in my garage, which has been helping me because I'll just kind of like get up in the morning, even in like my pajamas, I'll go out and kind of do the bike a little bit. And I have a bunch of resistance bands, and I've been doing a lot of those kind of workouts, riding the bike outside, of course, my other bike. But I also have my app, which is called Fit with Mandy, and it works great right now, especially because we're home. And but I designed it like about a year ago, and it's basically a 12-week at-home program where it's designed for all different skill levels. Basically, anyone can do it, all men, women, and it involves little to basically no equipment. You can do it in your living room, in your garage, outside. So that's kind of cool. I've been obviously following that. It's a lot of high intensity interval training too, to kind of get your heart rate up and do a lot of different types of exercises. So I've been just trying to make it work, whatever it may be, like we all are doing. But it's definitely been a little bit of a struggle for sure.
Yeah. So how do people get it? You just download the app and subscribe?
Yeah, it's really easy to follow. It's available on the App Store, and you just basically download the app. And there's all different subscriptions. You can do a year, you can do monthly, or like 3 months, and it's so easy to follow. Like you actually see me working out. I obviously do the workout with you, and it's kind of like almost like a boomerang of like me doing the actual exercise, and you just follow along. And I have actually like I've had some nutrition and some like special recipes that I love. I have some of them up there, which I'm also adding to as I go along. So it's first time for me even creating this, so it's also learning experience for me as well. But it's been cool. So I'm grateful that I designed that with all this going on.
I know, I was going to say great timing.
I know, right?
I wonder when you shoot these things, are you suffering through the workouts too?
I am. Well, I shot all the videos, when we first designed it, and I actually did a lot of them on the beach and like different locations where I can, show everyone basically you can do it anywhere. And I kind of wanted to get it all out of the way in like 2 days, which was probably a bad idea because it was like intense. Like, I mean, I just didn't stop. I was jumping and all these different high intensity stuff, and it was I don't know, I got a great workout out of it, so that was good.
I feel like, yeah, because I know how shoots go. They're expensive. So you have to get it all done in a small
Yeah,
amount of time.
exactly.
And, I don't know, like I'll do my Peloton treadmill and I'll look at the girl doing the workout. I'm like, she's suffering. I can tell she's
Oh,
suffering.
for
And I can
sure.
tell she's probably done like 5 in a row.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was thinking
Did
about
you like
that.
that bike? I always wanted to
I
try
have the
that one.
treadmill. I love it.
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
really, really grateful that we got it. I got it for Christmas this year,
Oh,
just
nice.
in time.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it helps when it's at your house.
yeah, no, for sure. And I think it's such good technology. It's I
Hmm.
would joke I had my same treadmill for like 20 years,
Oh
and
my
it was like
gosh.
scotch taped together, masking taped together
No.
because it was broken. I just was like, it still works. I'm gonna still use it. Now Steven uses it.
Oh,
Right? You're
that's
using it,
great.
Steven?
No, we use the elliptical.
Right?
Okay, got it. Well, yeah, I think it was like, okay, I earned this, and
Yeah,
oh man. So let's
that's
talk a
funny.
little nutrition, because I also wonder, how do you get your nutrition tips? Like, where do you learn what's best for your body in terms of, protein and, all of that stuff? Like when I think of wrestlers and athletes, I'm thinking they're all doing protein shakes, but like which one is the protein shake to
Yeah.
do and why this one? And
For sure. Yeah. So basically I started in fitness about almost probably over like 10 years ago. So when I first started, I didn't know much about nutrition. And I grew up in an Italian home where we ate chicken cutlets and, bread, and my dad owned delis. So like I was around cold cuts and, not the best choice of foods, of course, but as I gotten older, I've realized that, I want to become more healthy. I want to have a better, lifestyle in that sense. And I was always very active. So once I started getting with a coach and them putting me through the workouts, obviously, and then the nutrition plan was basically where I like learned so much because I didn't know anything about it. But it's also like not so much, what you're eating, but it's like when you're eating it and like when, especially when I'm talking about competing, and it's competing is so much more involved than just everyday life. So it was basically a learning experience of like how things affect your body and when is the best time to have these things. And I learned a lot from it. I'm still learning, of course, because I still have my coach kind of write me plans for the lifestyle I live today, which is a lot different than just competing and what I used to do. So it all depends. Like I think for me, now it's so much harder, obviously, to stay so strict because of our schedule with
Mm-hmm.
WWE. So for me, it's like not stressing so much about it and just kind of like knowing my body as much as I can, like, knowing it so well to the point of like, okay, maybe I've had too many cheat meals this week or whatever it may be. And I'm like, I gotta like get a little, more strict and kind of focused. So, but it's just like generalized, it's just basically like a high protein, like mid to low carb diet with like if I don't have dairy, I cut out dairy a while ago. So it's not super strict right now. I kind of go off like macro nutrients right now from my coach that has given me it because it's just about maintaining right now for me.
Mm-hmm. So have you put on any
So
quarantine weight?
to be honest, I feel like I'm eating bad, but I feel like I'm not eating enough.
Got
So
it.
I almost feel like, you
You've
know what I
lost a
mean? Like I
little?
feel like, yeah. So I feel like I'm not getting enough protein, whereas like, and I was being really good up until all this, of course, it happens. Like, but I just feel like I'll have less meals, but like more calories in that, in the meal. So I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of staying the same, but I fluctuate so easily too. I think we all do, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's definitely really hard to maintain right now because I get bored and I just want to eat. Like
I
we all.
know.
You're like, tell me about it.
I know. I had to remove the dark chocolate from my bedroom. I had all of this dark chocolate piled up, like millions
Oh,
of bars. I had to remove it because I was eating one a night.
oh, I know. It's bad. It's
Yeah.
really bad. And that's what I caught myself yesterday. I just was eating like those milk chocolate covered raisins or something. And I just kept going. I'm like, I gotta stop.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think your body keeps craving more and more.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
So
So
now
yeah, it's definitely.
are you cooking for yourself or are you ordering
Yeah,
out?
definitely doing a lot of more cooking. Not really ordering out much. I think I ordered a couple times like last week, but I also get trifecta meals delivered to me still, which is good. And those keep me on track more because I like have them and I know they're so easily just throw them in the microwave. But I definitely am cooking a lot more now. Yeah, my mom and I are just cooking to cook and
Are you a good
because we're
cook?
bored. I'm okay. I mean, I'm not like the greatest. It's funny. My dad is like an amazing chef,
Uh-huh.
owned restaurants and delis and my mom's pretty good too. But I don't know. I don't really like I cook certain meals that I know I can do and I'm good at, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not like let me just start making something random because I'll probably mess it up.
That's so funny. I just Google when I don't know and I want to make something. I just Google it and I just go
Same.
for the recipe. I
Oh yeah,
wonder,
same.
like, do you feel like you're drinking more now too?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, it's bad. I know.
I like go in the bar. I'm like, let's have a glass of wine, and I don't normally do that, but like now I'm actually like having a glass of
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, and there's like, you know, some there's some good obviously that comes out of it too, because it's like almost like you just kind of want to relax and like just chill. And this lifestyle, for sure. And it's like it's everything. You're always so overstimulated by everything, whether it's in front of the camera, on TV and just
Fans.
be fans, exactly, like backstage and all, and just you always have to be like on. So I feel like being home and not, besides working here and there, it's like it's kind of like peaceful a little bit in a way, because it's like you're not worried about what people are, looking at you, judging you, whatever it may be. It's like it's that's like the good part, obviously, about it.
Yeah, what's it been like to not have that energy of the crowd and the fans behind you?
Definitely very different, nothing I've ever experienced and nothing really anyone has ever experienced. But it was a little bit like, I felt like it was a challenge, which was a good thing, and we all had to like kind of work around it and just, because we all kind of feed off of our audience and like that adrenaline rush you get when you walk out of the curtain and the crowd and everything. So it was definitely really different. But I feel like when I was out there, it like you just have to, like you just have to be on. So I just felt like it was fine. Like, and I think our storyline especially, got really great feedback on social and YouTube and whatever else. And that helped for sure too. And our storyline was so exciting. So it definitely helped our energy and all that,
At
especially.
Mania?
But yeah,
Oh my God, I
yeah.
loved it.
Oh my God. It
It
was
was so
great. It was,
good.
yeah, it worked out really well, which we were all really happy about, but it was definitely nerve-wracking.
Yeah. I also wonder how have, when you have more time to be still after living so high for so long, what are the
Hmm.
revelations maybe that you've had? Like, what are the things that you've now observed that, you may change moving forward in your personal life and even professional life? Who knows?
I feel like the biggest one would probably be being in the moment more. Like these during these times, it's crazy, and it's like you never think that you'd be a part of something like this, and you could see how quickly people can lose their jobs and just be whatever it may be, and it's sad. It's really like kind of frightening, and you don't really think about that much when you're constantly going and going, and and you're just constantly thinking about what's next. And I feel like we all do that, in this business. And I think we all love the challenge, and we love being like, we love to work and keep working to our goals. But I think also it's like it kind of makes you sit back a little bit and be like, no, like, we got to be in the moment more, because this could all end tomorrow. You never know. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing I've taken from it, to be honest.
Yeah, because and I've been feeling something similar for everybody, including myself. It's like when you're hot, and I mean hot in like, career-wise, like things are all
Mm-hmm.
clicking. You're looking at the next thing, but the next thing meaning the next notch up. You're not thinking of
Yep.
the next notch could be down and back. And I think moments like this make you reflect. Like I look back and I'm like, God, I really wish it's a similar vibe. I wish I had paused and enjoyed those moments even more, because
Mm-hmm.
you're always on to the next, like Mania, right? You have this amazing thing. Now you got to drive on to the next city and you got to get to the next event, and you don't have time to, let it soak in. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that in the entertainment industry, that's like a big deal. I feel like, when you're not in that fast-paced life, you have one of those big highs in your life, whether it's like your wedding or your baby being born, and you can live that ride that out for like, a while. Like it could be
Right.
like a month of seeing new friends and talking about your wedding with people in the industry that are having that moment every single day. Oh, poor us, I know. You don't
Right.
get to enjoy it. You don't get to even feel it until flash forward and you're in a situation like this, or you've
Mm-hmm.
lost it all. So appreciation and being present is so important.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Let's talk Total Divas. How was
Yeah.
that for you?
It was quite the experience. It was, I mean, it was a lot of fun. And I was, obviously so grateful for that opportunity, and that opportunity so fast as well. But it was, yeah, I think it was the hardest part about it, to be honest, was probably going in with not knowing anyone, obviously the cast, but also like not really even knowing many people in the business because I had just got signed, and kind of having that like rep of like, this girl just got off Tough Enough. She was the, BITCH of the show, and like who does she think? Whatever, all of that thing. And which is fine, but it's like I think, I kind of had to like earn my respect, of course, but it was also hard because I didn't really like, I had to also be on a reality show, which
Mm-hmm.
like I wasn't gonna just go in and try to be like, all different and try to like be super nice and not create any drama, because we all know, you got to have drama in a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like it was a kind of like a hard balance to like, I wanted to show a lot of character and show the real me as well, which is also hard. But it's like I also wanted to gain all the women's respect and like have them like me, too. Like, so it was definitely like a hard. Whereas like getting put on it later on, like at least like you've been in the company for a couple of years and people know you a little bit better. And it was with all the women that have been in the company for like years, like all the, Nikki, Bree,
Yep.
Foxy, like, just that whole crew. So it was stressful a little bit, but it was fun. And I'm so grateful that I was even able to be on Total Divas that soon and, have that impact and develop a fan base outside of just, wrestling fans, which is really cool.
Yeah, it just made me realize there was something trending, and I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw something hot trending about Ronda Rousey saying wrestling doesn't even compare to real fighting or something like that. Did you
Right.
see that?
Yeah, I did.
So the one thing that I read it out loud to Kevin, whatever the tweet was that I saw, and he's like, "Yeah, but you only fight like a couple times a year. They're doing it
Right.
360 days a year." So what did
Exactly.
you think about that?
Yeah, I was I don't know. Someone had just asked me recently too in another interview earlier, and I was like, everyone can have their opinions. It is what it is, but it's like I think it's hard to compare the two, like you just said too. Like doing you are having those fights only a few times a year, if that maybe, and we're wrestling, 300 days out of the year. So it's really hard, and I think we're still putting, or you're all still putting a pretty good beating on your body, of course, but like it's hard to like compare,
Yeah.
and for her to say, I mean, yeah, she's done both, which is a great accomplishment, but um I don't know how I feel about all that, to be honest. I was a little taken back just from some of the comments about, but I mean, everyone has their own opinion. If that's how she feels, what are you gonna do? But
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's talk
yeah.
storylines because like I said, Mania was so much fun with you guys. Like I, they really really surprised me with creating such a great show
Yeah.
under such difficult circumstances. And I think in the ring it was tough, right? To really
Hmm.
enjoy the matches as much as of course the creative stuff like the boneyard match and of course Cena and
Yeah.
all of that, but you guys really blew me away. And I love, your storyline with Otis and the whole thing. I think it's so friggin' hilarious. I love him,
Yeah,
by the
it's
way.
great. It's always the
I
best.
attacked him backstage one day. I was like, I love you. And he's like, who are you,
No.
scary psycho? Um, but yeah, tell me what that was like for you.
It was obviously one of my biggest moments thus far being in the company, and it was awesome. And like you just said, I think it really everything was played out really well. And I think also our storyline specifically had started back in, I don't even know exactly when, but months ago, which is great. And we built it, and we didn't rush it, which was good too. It kind of like slowly built and involved a bunch of different people, which was also cool. And kind of really like shocked people and shocked the fans to see like the final outcome as well. And just a really nice happy ending too at the end, which was really like lighthearted and fun right now, especially in these times.
Mhm.
That's a lot of the feedback I got too, which was nice to hear. But yeah, it was awesome. It was such a good experience, and obviously, I'm not happy about you know my ex best friend Sonya Deville, how that went down.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna ask. I mean, do you feel
mm,
like um your romance could be distracting you perhaps from your ability to work well with Sonya?
To be honest, I was unaware of any of that. I don't know what she has to say. I don't know what her intentions were in the first place. You know us and better too. We're like sisters. We
Mm-hmm.
did everything together. We she was like the sister I never had. So I don't understand um what happened, where I went wrong. Technically, I don't know, what I did or whatnot, and that could be a potential possibility, but that's not what I intended, for it to where it to go. So, yeah, I have no idea
Yeah, I
why
mean,
she did what she did either.
and you guys always crush it in the ring together. So do you like that tag team element?
Yeah, we've been tagging together since NXT and with each other, obviously tough enough. The moment we met, it was like, we just hit it off. We were just like freaking frat, like
Yeah.
forever. And it just seems very strange that, and we did work really well together in the ring, of course. We've been together since, obviously since whatever it
Tough
was.
enough.
Sorry, I thought I was just hearing something. But anyway, so yeah, it's just crazy. And I thought she loved working with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
So
you guys have been here and stayed over, and we've done Demandy's Donuts, and we've
I
had.
know you know us better than anyone. Yeah.
I miss you guys.
I
We have some
know.
fan questions. If you're open,
Sure.
um,
Of
I
course.
I wonder, are you guys ready with some of these questions? Is Jeff?
Yeah,
Mhm.
actually have a call in,
Oh, perfect.
if that's okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Call in. You're on the line with Mandy.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, Maria, it's Kelsey from Burbank.
Hi, Kelsey.
I'm obsessed with your show. You're so inspiring, and I love that you offer practical beauty tips. Speaking of beauty, Mandy, I'm obsessed with your look. I watched Total Divas when you're on it. I watched WWE SmackDown, and I have to ask you, who does your Botox? Because you really can't tell in person, but when you see close-up pictures, I can tell, and I just want to know.
What?
I mean, do you have someone that does that?
I mean, I'm gonna put them in the wait.
Yeah, that was a little rude,
That was a little rude.
a little
Ew.
obnoxious. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a better caller, perhaps? You know what?
Weird.
While we find a good caller, because we are screening them, let me
Right.
ask you a question. Of
Sure.
all the wrestlers in history, male or female, who do you think you're the most like?
I would say Trish Stratus.
Ooh,
I know. It's like, I mean, no big deal or anything. No.
she's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I always kind of obviously looked up to her because I think we do have similar backgrounds. She came through with fitness, and I think, people, she proved to a lot of people that she was such an amazing athlete, and she could still look so beautiful and still kind of fight in the ring, like, the badass that she is. But yeah, I would definitely say Trish.
I love it. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing. I've loved
Yeah.
seeing her come back as well.
Oh yeah.
Who have you been like, okay, so you're most like her, but who have you been the biggest fan of in general?
In general, just not just
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in wrestling, but
Um,
like just over time. It could be any time period.
okay. Um, Probably The Rock. I mean, I know it's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
people's answers, but I mean, he was always just so charismatic, and even now when I follow him and everything that he portrays and everything, he just seems so cool, and like, the way his little videos with his daughter and stuff. I don't know, he just seems like such a nice guy, and I've met him a couple times, but yeah, he's just what a career he's had and still has. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely say The Rock.
Do you want to act like The Rock and try to build a brand like that?
Yeah, I would love to, for sure.
What
That's
don't
definitely a
people
goal.
know about you, Mandy, that you think you would want people to know about you?
Probably just basically that, like, I'm, everyone knows my character on TV. And of course, my character, is me times 100, I would say, right? But it's like, the way I was raised, the way I grew up, I'm still just like a small town girl that like has a lot of morals and values. And me from, prior to this, and has talking to me. So it's like my biggest thing I get from people is like, I could come off right up front as like a little intimidating, or like, oh, this girl might be stuck up, or whatever it may be. But then when they get to know me and they get to talk to me, they understand the real me, and they, you know, they get that like I'm just, a regular girl. Like I know I can come off like, I look kind of, the outfits I wear and the way it's just the way I like to look pretty, obviously, but that's not there isn't just, the looks on me. There's so much more than that, obviously.
Yeah, I agree from knowing you. Okay.
Thank you.
It looks like we have another caller that has been pre-screened. So let's get to a good caller.
Better not be Kelsey, or what was her name?
Yeah, Kelsey from Burbank. She's never being answered again.
Kelsey, caller, you're on the line.
Hi, Maria. This is Sarah Deloshi from Orange County. Mandy, I just wanted to say that I know you and your partner Sonya have had some.
Oh, we lost you, Sarah.
I think Sonya is actually.
We lost you there.
Hello?
You said you and your partner Sonya.
Yeah, I was just saying, you and your partner Sonya, I know you've had some disagreements, but I think Sonya is actually a really unique and important part of your relationship. And maybe I'm saying it's possible that you're undervaluing the importance and the contribution she adds to your dynamic. And maybe you're hard on her, and you should consider taking steps to mend your relationship on both a personal and a professional level. Or maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I don't know what to say to Sonya right now. I think she's been trying to call me a lot, and honestly, I don't really have anything to say to her right now. I think what she did was really out of character, out of who I know Sonya is.
But maybe she's your best friend and she loves you, and y'all were like sisters. I mean, you guys lived together. You guys did the Mandy Donuts together. You guys went to family events together. I mean, you and Sonya since day one. Don't let boys get in between you, right?
Oh, Sarah's a super fan.
Yeah, wow. No, I agree that boys should not get in between best friends at all. But I didn't have anything to do with a boy getting involved.
It's me, Sonya. I've been trying to call you. Mandy, I've been trying to get a hold of you all week and text you, and you're not answering me. So
You're not.
I thought my only opportunity.
This is the way you're trying to get through to me. You're pranking. Oh my God.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
I wasn't pranking you. I mean,
you were pranking her. You tried to have a little fun with her to remind her of the good times.
Wait,
but
is this Sonya Deville?
Wait,
I can tell, right?
Is she Kelsey
sorry,
too?
guys. I didn't mean to. Yeah, well, kind of.
God.
Guys, I didn't want to pull over on the whole staff.
Because you're not Sarah. I can tell you're not. You weren't Sarah.
No, Sarah. Sorry, Mandy.
Or Kelsey.
So
no, not Kelsey either.
So Sonya, you are calling in now, trying to have a conversation with Mandy.
I've been trying to get a hold of her, and she won't answer my calls, my texts, Maria. So I didn't know how else to try and get a hold of her.
Well, I'm glad that I can be here to help mediate, perhaps, because I love both of you, and I think that it's sad to see you guys separated or at odds.
I don't know, Maria. Though we didn't talk about this in our interview. I don't know if this is a good idea.
I mean, come on, man. I just wanted you to hear me out.
I don't really have anything to say to you. I don't know why. Why are you calling in on my interview? You're like, can we finish our interview, please?
It was a great interview, by the way. You sound great. Very articulate.
Yeah, thanks.
I
Okay.
hung
Anyway, good.
You hung up on Sonya?
I'm sorry. I don't like seeing Mandy in this position.
Oh, this is so hard. This is so awkward.
I mean, I hate to put you in the middle here, Maria, but she cannot be in this interview.
Well, like right in that moment, I was like, okay, maybe this is a good idea. I'm here. I can like help. Like,
no,
I was like, she is not Sarah.
I can't believe she pretended to be Kelsey too.
Kelsey.
I know. What a
well,
little
but I can tell what
sneaky
she's
little
trying to
brat.
do. I can tell she's trying to remind you of the good times and have fun with you. So that clearly
Yeah, well,
isn't.
she should have thought of that when she tried to sabotage me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
So
how.
about that, well, that was weird and exciting.
Is your heart racing?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyone else want to call in?
We are not taking any calls.
Yeah.
No
more
mas.
calls.
No mas.
that's
No
it.
more calls. That
No
was
more.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Mandy, so let's
Yes.
remind everybody about your Fit with Mandy app and let them know to download it. This is a very good time to start a fitness program, and lucky for everybody that you created one. Everyone sees you in the ring. You have an incredible body. So we too
Thank
can
you.
have that incredible body, it sounds like, with this app. And anything else that we should know that we should be looking forward to outside of hopefully a reunion and, fixing, mending of a relationship with Sonya Deville?
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Of course. So great chatting.
Very exciting. Yeah, little surprises here and there. You never know what's going to come out.
You never know what you're going to
but-
get.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, my Fit with Mandy app is available on the App Store to download. You can download, monthly subscription, yearly, and it's great right now. Like I said, it's 12-week at-home program where you can basically do it anywhere. So, I originally created it when we were on the road, and it was always like, well, I don't know if we can get to a gym or a good gym. So that's why I originally created it, but it really works out well now, obviously. And, I mean, we still have, even though Sonya and I aren't friends anymore, and I don't know what's going to happen from that. She's apparently wants to get a hold of me somehow, but we still have our Demandy's YouTube channel where we're going to be creating content, by ourselves individually. Still trying to do that. And
donuts, eating donuts alone?
I know. Eating donuts alone is not fun.
No, that's why you guys need to reunite. Are you going to call her?
I know.
Just answer me that. Are you going to call her back?
I'm not calling her back. No.
Are you going to answer her call when she calls you off the air?
No, that was so creepy that she called in. What a weird, first of all, what is she doing right now? That was weird, but I guess creative in her part to try to get a hold of me and do that. That was pretty good. I'll give her that. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. And besides that, skincare line Amarose will be launching soon. Hopefully, it's been a little bit of a process with everything going on, so that'll be launching. That's amarose.com. And just kind of that's about it, I think.
Plugging along. How I want to ask. I ask everybody at the end of the show, what is one thing that you're doing to get better every day in any area of your life?
I would say basically, like I said earlier, the being in the moment and more appreciative, of everything would definitely be one of those things. And I think just kind of just focusing on, what really matters, obviously, too. And, our family and friends. And I don't know, I guess it's maybe just because of everything going on right now. That's what kind of sits home. So kind of, creating a voice for my fans and for everyone out there that, everything that I promote, whether it's a healthy lifestyle and fitness and whatever it may be, just being positive and being more in the moment and grateful. We're all in, these tough times, but we all got to get through it together, and we're all going to get through it together, obviously. But I'm so grateful for everything that's that I've been able to be involved in. And another big thing is like, I'm always a big believer in like to take risks, because I didn't always think I'd become a WWE superstar, or let alone even when I was competing and becoming a bikini world champion. You know, I was going to school and I wanted to study early childhood education. And then I went on to speech language pathology and got my bachelor's degree. And, you know, that's what I thought I was going to do. But opportunities came about and friends had mentioned, oh, you know, why don't you go and try competing? And I kind of looked at it like, I don't know if I want to do that, you know, right away. But I did it. And I think every day that I did do that, because I don't think I'd be here today, because I think all of my, you know, it kind of molded me into where I am today, and all my experiences and the paths that, so it's one of those things where it's like, take risks. You never know where you're going to end up. If it fails, it fails. You know what I mean? At least you learned. So that's like my biggest thing, I think, today when I think about that kind of stuff, what I want to, you know, preach and what I'm all about.
I love that. And guess what? When you take a risk, you might actually succeed. And then you'll be really, really happy you tried it.
Exactly.
And from the failures, you'll learn. And so there's really no risk when you really think about it like that.
Very true. Very true.
So, all right, Mandy, yes. I love you. I'm so grateful for this amazing time we got to have together.
I know.
And
thank you.
I hope you stay healthy and safe, and your mom as well. And I hope to see you soon.
Yes, definitely. And same to you and your family. And hopefully we can get together soon when this is all over.
Yes. I would love that.
All right.
Thanks, take care.
Maria. All right. Take care.
All right, guys. Well, that was interesting.
Ooh, that was interesting.
Well, that was Mandy not quite realizing that that we were off air, but still on air. So yeah, I'm going to be calling Miss Sonya Deville after this. That was interesting.
I'm impressed by her ingenuity. That is creative. It's a creative way to mend their friendship.
It was quite creative. It was. And I'm instantly going into like fix it mode. I'm like, no. She's just trying to, but that was fun. And what great perspective, right? I really I like her outlook on everything, and I like where she's at mentally about,
She's trying to call back in. Should I bring her on or no?
Sonya?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think, Sonya, you're on the line with us again. Are you there?
Hello, Sonya?
Maybe she's panicking.
She might be panicking.
Damn.
I'm sorry, guys.
Damn. Well, thank you guys for joining us here for our hour of fun and positivity and so on and so forth. Tomorrow, do we have Evie Pomporis on tomorrow? Oh, can't hear Jeff, but yes, he nodded yes.
Am I muted?
Now I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we have Evie on tomorrow. I had an amazing pre-interview with her yesterday. What a brilliant, I'm sure you guys know, but Evie Pomporis is a former Secret Service agent, security expert. And now more than ever, we need some badass heroes to tell us how to live our lives amidst this crazy time.
And how to stay safe in these times, because they are uncertain and scary. So she wrote a book called Becoming Bulletproof, and she is a gangsta. She is a tough Greek girl from New York, and she is family to us, and I'm excited about that tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you haven't already, please do us a kindness and rate, comment, subscribe on Apple iTunes, wherever we are, YouTube, Facebook. Just let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're wanting more of on the show. And
speaking of our fans, Maria, we have tons of people watching live right now, which is great. So for all of you who are tuned in, thanks so much. I'm assuming it's a lot of WWE fans, and I do want to let our listeners know, you guys know Maria's has a big Venn diagram of spaces she's in, and WWE is one of them. So we do bring on WWE talent. So make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, check us out, and a lot of compliments on your interview with Mandy in the chat.
Thanks. Oh, yay.
I also have things to say.
Well, go ahead.
I have things to say. I need to say them.
Okay, say them.
Because I've ruined this interview enough by letting callers on.
People want me back in the ring? What? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we have a great iTunes review from Cessna99 who says, thank you. Hello, Maria and team. I was listening and watching on Patreon, but due to the current environment, I had to discontinue for now, temporary, hopefully. But I am so excited to still have access to this wonderful, thought-provoking, spiritual, and always interesting podcast. Please stay healthy, safe, and happy. XO Susan. And speaking of Patreon, I want to give a shout out to our friends of the show, Cliff Rivard, Demetra Murphy, Deborah Decker, Marlena Falaris, Sean Carbonell, and Allison Crum, who are at our friend status on Patreon.
Yay.
And we're going to be doing our Patreon episode today, our exclusive extra episode for our
I know. I'm so
$10 tier today.
excited because we have such great content. Because if you become a Patreon subscriber, we can do so much more there. So I'm pulling these amazing spiritual clips and kind of like positivity mindset kind of clips that we're going to talk about in this week's Patreon that I think you're going to really, really love. These are the clips from YouTube that have moved me, that I save, that re-inspire me, that we can break down and share. So we are going to be doing that on Patreon. So if you haven't already subscribed, and you can join us at any level. And, we are so grateful for that. And, like I said, share it with a friend. Please help us by, getting the word out. If you can't become a subscriber on Patreon, share it with people and help us get more friends here and more like-minded people here. To stay up to date with Mandy's endeavors, you can follow her on social media. On Instagram, it's at Mandy Sachs. On Twitter, it's at WWE_Mandy Rose. You can follow me at Maria Menounos, at Stephen Lemieux Photo, at Jeff Crane Graham. And remember, be nice people, make good choices, and be present.